Hello, welcome to Verbling. Hi there. Hey everybody, I'm teacher Oakley, and for the next 3 days at this particular time slot here on Verbling, we're going to be looking at the simple verb tenses. Today we're going to start with the present simple. We'll check out how it is formed. And then we're going to look at the basic uses for the present simple verb tense. Students who join the class will have an opportunity to form your own sentences, and I will give you any feedback about them. That's the plan. Okay. Hello. Welcome to the class, Eliza. Hello, Eliza.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. How are you today? Or tonight, or whatever.
Fine. Fine, okay.
Great. Thanks for joining us. All right. I'd also like to welcome Heidi. Hello, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. How was your weekend?
Weekend. I mentioned maybe I was making my clothes or something right before.
Ah.
Then yesterday I concentrated on my sewing. I already made one shirt, and today I'm sewing pants.
Oh, okay. Cool. Great. So you're keeping busy? Great. All right, welcome to the class, and also I'd like to welcome Jose Luis. Hello, Jose. How are you?
Hi, fine, thanks.
Great. Okay, we've also had another student join us. Hello, Hani.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Pretty good, considering where I am. It's Monday. Considering it's Monday, I'm doing okay. Okay, and Claudio has joined us. Hello, Claudio.
Hi, Oakley.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm good.
Doing well. Thank you.
Terrific. Welcome to the class. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today's lesson, the present simple or simple present tense, really doesn't matter which way you say it. Pretty much the most basic tense. In the following days, over the next couple days, tomorrow we'll look at past simple and the day after future simple. Today, present simple. It is formed with the verb, the base verb, plus S or sometimes ES when speaking in the third person. So, for example, the very basic structure, subject noun you, and then the verb speak English. Obviously, if I change the subject noun to third person, he, she, or it, he speaks English with an S. Plurals, they speak English, we speak English, you speak English. All right, the important thing to note here is when we're using a question form or a negative statement, we need to incorporate the auxiliary do. So, for example, in a question, do you speak English? Do comes first, then followed by the subject and the verb. Okay. And in the negative form, you also do again, auxiliary followed by not. You do not speak English, and of course, most English speakers are going to use the contracted form, don't. You don't speak English. That's it. Pretty basic. Okay, now we're going to look at some uses and practice them after I quickly greet Xingyu. Hello, Xingyu. How are you?
Hi.
Hello. How have you been?
Just so, nothing special.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the class. And also Keiko is with us. Hello, Keiko. How are you?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Okay. Uses of the simple present tense. Let's start with repeated actions. Pretty basic, guys. The idea that something is normal in your life, you do it all the time. That action can be a habit, a hobby, daily event, something you just normally do, something that often happens. Or it's something that, conversely, something that doesn't happen. Maybe something that a person forgets to do. That's also possible, or usually does not do. He never parks in the right spot. Okay. Notice he never, my example, he never parks in the right spot. Notice I'm using never instead of not to show a negative thing. That is also a possibility. Okay, some very basic examples here. I play tennis. She does not play tennis. Question form, does he play tennis? All right, talking about normal things. The train leaves every morning at 8 a.m. Or negatively, the train does not leave at 9 a.m. When does the train usually leave? Okay, she always forgets her purse. Okay, so something she always does. She never forgets her purse. Oh, there it is. He never forgets his wallet. Same idea. Okay, so talking about habits, just normal, everyday actions. Let's see what you guys got. I'm going to let you guys form your own sentences, and we'll see what we got. First of all, I wanted to welcome Otto. Hello, Otto.
Oh, hello. Very good to be here.
Okay, welcome to the class. And also, oh my goodness, can't read your name. Mead? Maid?
Miad?
Mayad. Okay.
Okay.
Mayad. Well, where are you from, Mayad?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Okay. Welcome to the class.
Thank you.
All right. Let's get started. Eliza, can you give us an example of a sentence that shows something you do every day, or something that happens to you every day, or something that's very normal in your life?
Yes. I attend the Oakley class.
Okay. Attend the. Oops. Did you say the?
The Oakley class.
Okay. Well, I would have to make that possessive.
Oakley.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. With the using the apostrophe and the s to make that possessive. Okay.
Yes.
I attend Oakley's class. Now here it would be normal to have some kind of time expression, Eliza, like every day.
Every day.
Something like that to make it clear. Okay. Okay. Notice just another pointer here. Notice how I make every day two words. Of course, we do have the word every day, but every day, one word, is an adjective. So you guys right now are forming sentences about everyday activities. For example, here it's used as an adjective together. So when in Eliza's sentence, I've got an adjective and a noun. All right, so it has kind of two forms there. Okay, thank you, Eliza. Heidi, can you give me an example? By the way, as we do this, if anybody wants to form a question or a negative statement, you know, feel free to experiment and play around. Heidi, go ahead.
Okay. Usually, I drink a glass of milk every morning. It's redundant. Every morning and usually, no.
What's that? I missed the
Usually,
last part.
usually and every morning, it's redundant.
No, not at all. Actually, this is quite common, and also very common. Yeah,
Oh,
it's maybe it is slightly redundant, but I'll tell you what, it's very
but
common.
but this morning, I couldn't find any milk.
Oh, okay, I see.
So I drank orange juice.
Okay. Okay. All right. Longer sentence, but yeah, no, usually is very common with the present simple. I mean, it basically, that's the definition, you know, it's used for things that you do usually. So there you go, present simple, I drink a glass every morning. She's connected this with another complete sentence or two independent clauses. This is a compound sentence. Great. This morning I couldn't find any milk. Actually, two. So I drank orange juice. Okay. Very good. This works. Notice she switches to past tense because she's talking about what happened in the past and it's not normal, I guess. So past tense, I drank orange juice. Okay, Jose Luis, do you want to give us an example?
Oh yeah. I always or always I eat eggs in morning. Yeah, it's good or not?
Except for one small thing. I always eat eggs. We have to have the in the morning.
Okay. In the morning.
Okay. All right. In the afternoon, in the evening, in the morning. Okay.
Okay.
If it's a specific time, like at noon, okay, we use at. These are pretty standard phrases in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. Okay, but yeah, it's perfectly fine and very normal to have eat, of course, with always like usually. Sure. Okay, thank you. Hani, are you still here? Yeah, Hani?
Yeah.
Hi, could you give us an example?
I check my mailbox every day.
Check your what?
My
Mailbox.
mailbox.
Okay, pretty straightforward. I check. All right, check is the verb, present simple tense. No problem. Very good. Good job. Claudio, can you give us an example?
Okay, Oakley. I often run out of fights.
Run out of what?
Of fights.
Fights.
Oh, okay. All right. Now,
it's not true.
Okay. Hang on. I need to talk to you about this. Okay, you run out like, let's see, Heidi earlier was talking about how she ran out of milk. All right. So you run out of fights means that you can't find anybody to fight. If you're a professional boxer, I guess a wrestler, I guess this would make sense. No one will challenge you. You run out of fights. But if you mean that you run away from fights, that's different. I often run away from fights. All right. Different. Phrasal run out, run away. These are called phrasal verbs. They function, both words together, the actual verb run, and the preposition. The preposition now becomes a particle because it's a part of the verb. It's considered to be a verb. I'm glad you actually did that because I need to express the idea that phrasal verbs can be any tense, just like normal verbs. All right. He ran away. He is running away. He has run away. Doesn't matter. He will run away. We can use phrasal verbs in any verb tense. All right. So, okay. Very good. And then, of course, if he often runs away from fights, this very much characterizes this diagram of X, 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 each X being a fight he runs away from. Okay.
So run out means finished something.
Yeah,
Okay.
Heidi ran out of milk this morning.
Oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah. You can run out of you can run out of patience. All right, I've run out of patience. I can't wait any longer. I'm not going to stand in line any longer. I have run out of patience. Okay. All right. Good job, Xingyu. Oh, Xingyu's disappeared. Okay, Keiko. Can you give us an example?
I rarely eat fast food.
Okay, now interesting. All right. Something he does not do very often. This is perfectly correct. Excellent. Notice the placement of the adverb as well. This was coming up later in the lesson anyway, but thank you. Adverb goes in front of the verb. All right. I rarely eat fast food. Perfect. Okay, to talk about, again, there's other ways to talk about negative things. I never, I rarely. That works. Good job. Okay, terrific. Otto.
Okay, good. I never go to the beach on Mondays.
Okay. All right, I never go to, one small problem, you need an article. I never go to the beach.
The beach. Okay, good. I never go to the beach on Mondays.
Yeah. This is kind of weird that you need the here, but, well, all right, sometimes English doesn't perfectly make sense. Usually you use, it doesn't, let's face facts. I never go to the supermarket, the post office, the library, the beach. It's kind of stupidly and crazily assumed that there's one of these places in your town. All right, it's almost like an institution, the beach. Let's go to the beach. So anyway, we always use the for those kinds of places. Although obviously there could be 6 different beaches near your city if you live in Rio or something. But still, we need to say the beach. All right, that works. Notice that Mondays, okay, I actually like this because it's a repeated action. Again, for Otto, this diagram, each blue or purple, I can't even tell what color that is, each purple X represents a Monday. There it is, something he didn't do on each purple X or each Monday. That's it. Very good.
Okay, good.
All right, good job. Matt, your turn.
My mother always wakes up early.
Good one. All right. Very good. And finally, we have an example of a third-person subject, my mother, and Mayat correctly added the S. here to her phrasal verb, actually, wake up. Good job, man. That works.
Thank you.
Perfectly correct. Okay. We also use the simple present to talk about things that are facts or general truths, things that we believe to be true. Now, and here I have to say in English, when the speaker or writer decides to use a verb tense, all right, for example, the speaker may, I can say, for example, space aliens truly exist, okay, because I believe it. My point here being that there are many times with different verb tenses or things like conditional statements. Here's a case, simple present tense. The speaker believes it to be true. All right? Crazy people can speak English too. So that statement or fact or generalization is true for the speaker. It doesn't have to be true in the larger scheme of things. The speaker or writer can make up, you know, what he or she believes. Okay, it is not important. The speaker is correct. All right, here's some examples. Cats like milk. Well, sure. Okay, I guess so. Birds do not like milk. I don't know. I don't have any idea. Sure. Maybe. Do pigs like milk? No idea. California's in America. I'm pretty sure that's true. California is not in the United Kingdom, and here, of course, you probably would, if you're speaking, you would say isn't in the UK. Windows are made of glass. The good ones are. All right. Windows aren't made of wood. New York is a small city now. Okay, your generalization or your fact could be more like kind of like an opinion. Depends where you're from, I guess. If you're from Delhi or Tokyo or Beijing, maybe for you, New York is a small city. All right, so that could also be the case. Let's see, just the facts. Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts, Eliza. Tell us a fact or a generalization.
Yes. My dog only catches bad people.
Only catches bad people?
Yes.
He does, really. Okay. Pronunciation, Eliza. Catches.
Catches.
Yeah.
Catches.
Two syllables. All right, because of the ending here, the ch is an unvoiced ending, so we add a syllable with unvoiced endings of verbs. All right, my dog, again, a third person noun, so we need the plural. Right. Here's a case where we have to add es, right? Not just s, but es in spelling if we're writing it. Okay. Really? Your dog only catches bad people?
Yes, really.
Eliza, I used to have a dog that would only bark at policemen. Absolutely hated policemen. Everyone else, he's the friendliest dog in the world, but God, he hated policemen. I did not train him. He made his own decision there. That was not my doing. Anyway, Heidi.
Yeah.
Hi, Heidi. All right. Tell us the facts. Just the facts, ma'am.
Monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Monkeys soak in the hot spring.
I've seen that.
In the cold winter.
Mind, you're talking about those monkeys in Japan, in the northern part of Japan, right?
Yeah, there are many tourists around the hot springs.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, I would like to soak with a monkey. Okay. Good job. All right. And well, that's true. They do. May sound outlandish, but it's true. I've seen pictures. Jose Luis,
Hi.
give us the facts. You guys can give us strange, unknown facts too. That would be fun.
Okay. In my university, all all engineer girls are ugly. Junior not engineer.
What?
Engineer.
Engineer. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. First of all, I have to end it with a period. In my university, okay, if you're going to start with a prepositional phrase, sometimes a comma is optional, but it's never wrong, okay, to put a comma. So I would advise if you guys are writing, if you start with a prepositional phrase of time or place, put a comma. All engineer girls are ugly. That's horrible. Okay. Well, they're not engineers yet because they're in university. So really, engineering student girls. Engineering student girls. I use the whole thing as a like an adjective to describe these girls.
Okay. Yeah, very good.
Really? Okay. Why? Okay, now we don't know if that's true or not true, but okay, fine. Here's a case where it's a generality, it's a general statement, but Jose Luis apparently believes it's true, so fine. Okay, girls, plural, all right. Verb to be are, that's it. Girls, very good. Definitely plural. We're going to need to use are. Good job. All right. Honey. Honey, are you
Yes. Yeah.
there? Okay. Give us a fact.
The tornadoes are very dangerous.
Okay. One small thing here.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, you used the tornadoes. Usually that would mean that you're talking about some specific tornadoes.
Then it should be single.
Well, no. Tornadoes are it's a countable noun. No. You can talk about, you can use the with a plural. The cats in my yard are making a mess. I can definitely use the something. But notice how I say my sentence, the cats in my yard are very dangerous. Okay. In my yard, I've defined them. So it would the tornadoes in Kansas, the tornadoes in the United States, something like that to define them would be better. If you're going to use the, you don't, now my point is you don't need to use the.
Should be say tornadoes?
Yes. Tornadoes are very dangerous. All tornadoes. Tornadoes in general. Yeah. Sure. Good. That works. Yes, they are, honey. Have you ever seen a tornado, honey?
No, just on YouTube.
Yeah, I've seen one in real life. They are very dangerous and scary.
Yeah.
Literally the scariest thing I have ever seen. I would rather see a vampire or a werewolf. But I have never seen one. Okay. All right. Thank you, honey. Claudio.
You're welcome.
Just the facts, Claudio.
Okay. The cats have a small brain.
Okay, now, all right, you would have to be talking about a particular group of cats. Again, it's the same idea here. Again, the cats in my yard have a small brain. All right. Or you can just say cats have a small brain.
Or I can compare the cats with the humans. I can be compared in this case. It's a fact.
Okay. Well, nevertheless, you would probably say cats have a small brain.
Oh, okay.
Paired. Okay, this is an adjective.
Humans. So compared with humans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cats have. Still, it's present simple. All right. Still, you're talking about definitely a fact. I believe it's a fact. Anyway. Okay. Keiko.
Planet Mars is far from the Earth.
Okay. And again, all right. Here's Keiko believes this to be true, and really, he's talking about something that's quite relative. It depends. Compared to the size of the universe, it's extremely close. Compared to how far I have to walk to buy a Coca-Cola, it's quite far. Yeah, it's a relative statement, but yeah, for him it's true. Works for me. Okay. Otto.
Okay, good. Here. Humans can use only 10% of your brain.
Can use only?
Yes, 10%. 10%.
Mm-hmm. Of
your brain.
Of my brain. So humans on Earth can use 10% of my brain. Really?
Okay.
You guys get out of my head. I hear voices. Voices. I think we need to change this pronoun. Okay.
Those
of their brain.
There. Yes, a possessive pronoun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very good.
Can use only 10% of their brain. All right. Thank you. My
Very
goodness, those voices. It's awful, Otto. Okay. All right. I can make it through the class now. Thank you. All right. Okay. May I?
Some people don't like eating meat.
Oh, yeah. Generalization, but very true. All right. And a negative. That's very true. Some people don't like eating meat. Great. Okay. Let's get into a slightly weirder use, which a little bit debatable. Scheduled events in the near future. Now, of course, you're thinking future. You would probably think, well, duh, teacher, don't we have to use future tense for future? But the fact is, speakers occasionally use the simple tense to talk about scheduled events. The key here is the scheduled events in the near future. When we tend to use a sentence like this, we tend to be very clear with our time phrases or time clauses to make it obvious that this is a scheduled event. Commonly talking about public transport, okay, but it could be used with other scheduled events as well. Okay, let's look at some examples. The train leaves tonight at 6 p.m. Now, it's quite obvious with this time clause that we're talking about later today. This is clearly a scheduled event. Okay, the bus does not arrive at 11. It arrives at 11 p.m. Okay, 11 a.m. It arrives at 11 p.m. A correction. Talking specifically, correcting the schedule. Asking about the schedule. Sure. Again, using do. When do we board the plane? Asking about a scheduled event. Okay. Sure, even though that clearly is going to happen in the future. Can you say, when will we board the plane? Of course you can. Can you say the bus will not arrive at 11 a.m.? It will arrive at 11 p.m.? Well, yeah, sure, no problem. But you should be aware that this happens as well. But you use simple future, either will arrive or is going to arrive. Two forms of the simple future. Again, we'll be looking at that in 2 days. Or sometimes we use present continuous. The bus is arriving at 11 a.m. The bus is not arriving at 11 a.m. It is arriving at 11 p.m. Planned events, we often use present continuous tense. This use of present simple, pretty much we don't do this unless it's very clearly defined as a scheduled event. Okay? The party starts at 8 o'clock. Again, a lot of times we do this with at in a specific time, at 11 a.m., at 3 p.m., at 8 o'clock. In question forms, we're looking for a time. When do we board the plane? When does the class begin tomorrow? Okay? We're looking, the answer is a specific time. So basically that's it. Very, very specifically scheduled event. We're not going to try this because it is what it is. It's quite a specific usage, and I think you can all come up with an example with a time. But I do want to talk about this for a minute here because this is important. I want to talk about non-continuous verbs for a minute. Talking about now. All right. With a non-continuous verb. Now, usually we would talk about now using present continuous tense. I am teaching class now. For example, you are attending a verbling class. Okay, well, to talk about right now, this instant, we usually use a continuous, present continuous verb construction. However, we have in English some types of verbs which are called non-continuous or mixed verbs or stative verbs. Dynamic verbs are like run, walk, swim, cry, actual actions that you could see where something's actually happening or moving. And then we have stative verbs that describe a state. Stative state. The state things are in. A lot of these stative verbs are non-continuous or mixed. Non-continuous means they can never be used with an ing form. All right. I am teaching. Verbs that describe a state or emotion like ownership or emotions like love, hate, these are verbs. It's grammatically incorrect to say I am loving you. You may see this and you may hear it. Yes, that's true. I am liking peanut butter. You shouldn't. You should just say I like peanut butter. All right, that's the non-continuous use. Okay. Well, that's a fact too. But in any case, usually this kind of usage for present simple, you're talking about mixed verbs. Mixed verbs, unlike non-continuous verbs, have other uses which can be continuous, such as be. Talking about my 3-year-old daughter. She's being really good right now, meaning she's behaving, she's acting, how she's behaving or acting. But if we're just talking about existing, I can say I am in my house right now. I can't say I am being in my house. that doesn't make sense. So that's a mixed verb. Okay. I am here now. You could not say this. I am being here now. You just can't. It sounds totally weird. And the verb to be is a mixed verb. You can't use it like that. She negatively. Okay, fine. She is not here now. We simply do not say she is not being here now. Just sounds too weird.
But could I say, for instance, Otley, he's being a good guy? Does it make sense?
Sure. Yes. Yes, it does, and that would be a very common sentence. He's being very cool about all this. All right. Sure, you can. He is acting. All right. He's behaving in a cool way, or a good way. Sure. Yes, you can. He needs help right now. Okay. I can't say he is needing help right now. Notice how often in this case we actually use now or right now to help define it, to make it easier to understand that you're talking about right now. This is also common and useful to help the listener understand. He doesn't need help right now. Same thing. It would be very weird to say he is not needing help now. And ownership, to have something. Have, okay. If I say I'm having a party this weekend, that's fine. It can be it's a mixed verb, so it can be, if you're holding or hosting a party, I'm having a party. I'm having a really good time right now. Sure, I can say that to talk about what I'm experiencing. But ownership, he has his passport in his hand. Obviously, that means right now. I cannot say he is having his passport in his hand. That would be very odd. Question form, do you have your passport with you? Okay. Are you having your passport? Well, you're talking about ownership, possession. It just doesn't work. I guess we could try this out. Maybe you could use the verb to be, need, has, or have.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Teacher, is it possible to say he is needing help right now?
No. No,
Why?
that's not, grammatically speaking, it's not. Need is an emotion, a state of being. So it's a non-continuous verb. You should really never say needing. Just never say needing.
Okay.
As a verb. As a verb. As a verb, I mean.
I think need is an action verb.
You think so? I don't. And neither does English. That's why it's here. Do you? Well, I don't know what to tell you. Get over it. Also, a lot of verbs. Okay, let me just give you some to choose from before you. Love, hate, like, own. All of these are non-continuous verbs. Possess. All of these are the kinds of verbs that we can't use. There's quite a lot of verbs that can be, depending on how you mean it, that can be mixed verbs. There's no, I can't give you a kind of a golden rule, because there is none.
But okay, some of them are using. Some of them have been used in some ads. For instance, I read saw love, for instance, in a Coca-Cola ad. I'm loving. Do you remember that?
Yes. There's a famous song, I'll be loving you. But you know what? It's grammatically correct. And McDonald's slogan, I'm loving it. is
yes,
just
McDonald's, not Coca-Cola. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. You're absolutely correct. As I said, you will hear this for sure. It's very common to hear this in song lyrics. Doesn't make it, but technically speaking, grammatically speaking, it is incorrect. So,
but if I use this form, how I will sound, for instance, how I sound if I use, oh, I'm loving that. I'm sound colloquial.
yeah.
Bad.
To be perfectly honest, I'm a little older. When I was in high school or something, if I heard somebody say "I'm loving it," it would have sounded totally stupid, quite honestly. But now it's many years on since I was in high school, and now if I hear somebody say, "Oh yeah, I'm loving it. How's your new job? I'm loving it. It's great." Now it seems perfectly normal.
Okay,
English evolves and changes, and what is acceptable, I guess this is one area where it's become much more acceptable to use this continuous form. And it largely because of music, popular culture. McDonald's is popular culture. They change things, change the language.
But if I am in a workplace, the better is avoid that.
Well, if you're writing like a business email or something, please don't do this. Yeah, that's going to sound very weird. And some of them still sound really weird. I am being here right now. It sounds just, any native speaker listening to you would just go, what? They would not understand you. They just wouldn't understand you. It just doesn't compete. He is needing help right now. Okay, I would understand you. But it still sounds odd to me.
Because in Portuguese it's very common and grammatically correct. The same is in my language. That's the way I'm asking.
Really? Okay. Okay. All right. And all right, the idea also, let's get away from the original idea here. We're talking about things happening right now where normally we would use present continuous tense. I am doing something. Okay, so again, it's very common to hear, like right now. All right. Do we have? Well, I don't know if we have. Well, we can have. I don't know if we have time for everybody to try this because I also want you guys to try passive form. But let's see if we can get a couple people to try it anyway. Eliza, you want to try?
Yes.
Something like this. Talking about right now.
I will try.
All right.
The verb cry is possible, teacher?
Sorry?
The verb cry is possible?
Cry? Yeah, cry. Yeah, I can say crying. That's okay. Yeah, cry can be continuous, for sure.
Only continuous?
Cry can be continuous. Absolutely, can be continuous.
I don't can say. Does she cry now?
First of all, you would say, is she crying now? Is what you would say.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay, and this would be present. That's a present continuous question. Is how that would look. Right. Cry can be continuous. In other words, there's no problem using cry. You would use. Here's the deal. The only reason that you're using present simple is because you can't use this form. So we revert back to. So, all right, using to be or needs or have, meaning ownership, some of these others you could try.
See, maybe.
Sorry?
See.
See?
I see. It is non-action?
See?
Yeah, yeah.
Ah. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, that's an excellent example. Okay, I like that. See. Now it depends. Do you mean the actual action? Okay, what do you see in this picture? I'm seeing. Describe what you see. I am seeing blue sky and apple trees. Yeah, you could use it continuous. But if you mean see, like understand. Understand. There's a good word. There's a good verb. Right? For example, the very simple confirmation, I see what you mean. You've probably all heard this. Oh, I see what you mean. All right. The idea here is that you understand right now. Okay? But you cannot say, I am seeing what you mean. So this is actually a very good example of how this works. Everybody's heard this phrase. I see what you mean. This is exactly the case here. We're using present simple because we can't use continuous. And we obviously mean, I understand what you mean right now. You're agreeing with somebody as you're speaking. So that's actually an excellent example of that. I like that a lot. I should leave that in the lesson.
Want.
Want. Want.
I want some coffee now.
Yeah. You can't say I am wanting some coffee now.
Wanting.
I'm wanting some coffee. It sounds weird. It sounds like you're the Queen of England or a robot or something. I want some coming? What? Wait, no. Coffee. I want some coffee now. Good. There you go. That's the idea. You know, I am wanting some coffee. Because it's an emotion or a feeling. It's an idea. All right. Those are great practical examples right there. I see what you mean. I want some coffee. Okay, I want to get to passives before the lesson ends, but a quick word. I already mentioned it just to reinforce. There are oftentimes we can place the adverb different places. However, the adverb, which is adverbs do different things, so you may, if it's modifying another adverb or an adjective, then of course we're going to put it, you know, in front of the other adverb or adjective. When it's modifying the verb, okay, you put it in front of the verb is a surefire answer. If I move this around, only you speak English. Obviously I'm comparing you to other people. If I say you only speak English, that's saying something different. Moving the adverb around can change the meaning. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it's okay. It can change the meaning. You speak English only. All right, I can put it over there. It doesn't change the meaning. If I put it in the front of the sentence, it changes the meaning totally to something completely different. Safe. The idea here is if it's acting on the verb, especially adverbs like this, which normally act on the verb, always, only, never, ever, still, just, to show this action frequency, adverbs of frequency, to show how often an action happens in front of the verb is you're never wrong, okay, if you do that. You can sometimes put it in other places, but you could make a mistake. You can't make a mistake if you put it in front. All right, active and passive. I want to talk about this. Maybe we can try this a bit. Once a week, Tom cleans the car. All right, there's our purple X's. Great, there's an active sentence. Tom, subject, noun, cleans, the verb, and then object, noun, the car. All right. We care. Who is doing the action? In a passive sentence, once a week, the car is cleaned. The action happens to the subject noun. Here, the subject noun is the car. The action happens to it. if I want to, I don't need this information. I can have it or not have it. It's optional. I can add the information who's doing the action in a passive, but again, it's optional because it doesn't matter. All I care about, my concern is that the car is clean. We use passives when we give instructions, generally for anybody to do whatever, build a desk or work on an assembly line, whatever. Directions are given in passive because we don't know who's going to do it. We don't care who's going to do it. Maybe it's very obvious who's going to do the action. I was given a ticket, a speeding ticket, on my way to work. Well, the action happened to me. I was given a ticket on my way to work. It's very obvious a policeman gave me the ticket. Everybody knows that. Nobody else gives a speeding ticket. So it's very obvious who would do the action, so I would probably use a passive. Okay, I would like you guys to try it here. Okay. Jose Luis, can you give it a try?
Yeah. Once a month, I pay the gas bill.
Wait a minute. It's very clear that you're doing the action. Okay? It's very clear that you do the action. I pay the gas bill. How about instead, okay, to make this passive, the gas bill is paid. And if you want to add the information who does it,
okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Kind of reversing the object and the subject noun is what you're doing in a passive. Because it's more important, because basically the object noun is more important that the action happens to. That's basically it. Hani, wanna give it a try?
Yes, maybe once a week, my my friend clean the kitchen, or my roommate clean the kitchen.
No. Something happens to the subject.
To the subject?
Notice the construction is cleaned. Okay, so the kitchen.
The kitchen maybe is clean.
Okay, the kitchen is cleaned, like that.
Yes.
And again, we don't really care who's doing it. Okay. The passive form is the verb to be is, or are if it's plural. And cleaned. This is not the regular verb. This is the past participle. I'm sorry. Really, that's very important. I didn't even tell you. The form is different. Verb to be is, and then the past participle of the verb. Okay. Instead of just the verb with an S here in the third person. Okay, it's always the past participle here, by the way. Claudio, you give it a shot before we close up.
Okay. The prisoner get up twice.
What?
The prisoner get up twice before the lunch. Get up.
The what?
Oh, twice better not. Get up to 2 a.m. I don't know. Prisoner, this word exists.
I don't know.
It's the people, that person who lives in jail.
Oh, prisoner. Yeah. Okay, prisoner. Okay.
Get up. Get up. 2 p.m.
Okay, well, we need a clear time, 2 a.m. But, okay, well, the prisoner, singular or plural? You want to say prisoner or prisoners?
The prisoner, singular.
Okay, all right. All right. Now, we wouldn't say get up is gotten up. Okay, I guess you said could. Is got.
It's gotten up.
Okay. Well, that's now, okay, here. That's the passive form. You probably most likely would say is woken up.
Woken up. Okay.
Okay.
Gotten up.
Because usually we get up by ourselves. Okay. You wake up because of the alarm clock. Something wakes you up. Usually somebody, your wife or your alarm clock or the cat or something wakes you up. But when we use get up because you get up by yourself, obviously I think the prisoner's being forced awake, so probably woken up more appropriate.
Could I say I am woken up by my smartphone?
Yes.
Okay.
That's a perfect example of a passive sentence, and so I will stop right there. Yeah. That's exactly correct. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I hope you can join me tomorrow when we look at past simple. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everybody, for your participation.
Bye.